Sam Killermann, The Social Justice Advocate's Handbook, A Guide to Gender. In The Social Justice Advocate's Handbook, A Guide to Gender, author Sam Killermann delves into the complex world of gender and how it shapes individual lives and societal interactions. The book dissects ingrained beliefs and prejudices that adversely affect marginalized groups and offers practical ways to counter these damaging assumptions by adopting gender-inclusive language and promoting equity over equality. By embracing Sam Killermann's Platinum Rule, understanding the genderbread person, identifying privilege, and fostering meaningful conversations, readers can help nurture an inclusive and fair environment, leading us one step closer to a world that transcends discrimination based on gender.
The cycle of oppression. Society provides unequal access to wealth, education, and happiness to different groups. Sherry Schmidt's cycle of oppression explains the process of marginalization, which occurs when people notice differences, apply stereotypes, develop prejudices, and use their power to discriminate. Oppressed individuals may also internalize negative beliefs about themselves, perpetuating the cycle. While achieving total equity may be impossible, small steps towards fairness and justice can be taken. Using humor and accurate information to challenge assumptions is one way to combat oppression, starting with using gender-inclusive language like they for individuals. The power of the Platinum Rule. In The Platinum Rule, the author emphasizes understanding that everyone has different needs and suggests asking people how you can support them. The book stresses the importance of seeing others as multidimensional and avoiding characterizing people by just one trait, especially if they are part of a marginalized demographic. To ensure fairness, the book advocates for equity rather than equality. Additionally, the book urges those who hold more power to use Peggy McIntosh's privilege checklist to support those who do not enjoy the same privileges. For people who are part of marginalized demographics, the book encourages them to be multidimensional in how they see themselves and to freely express themselves. In summary, the Platinum Rule is a call for more empathy, recognition of people's diverse backgrounds, and the promotion of fairness and equity in society. Understanding gender and sexuality with the genderbread person. Gender is not a binary concept, and the genderbread person serves as a helpful tool for individuals to understand the complexities of gender and sexuality. The image represents 4 different aspects of a person's identity: anatomical sex, gender identity, gender expression, and sexual orientation. These elements intermix, but they do not determine one another. Unfortunately, gender roles create a no-win situation for millions of people. Breaking them creates external conflicts, whereas following them causes conflict within. To address this, some people view gender as a spectrum between men and women, and those who fall in between can identify as genderqueer. Alternatively, individuals can chart the intensity with which they identify or don't identify with male or female characteristics. After all, people are not necessarily opposites of masculinity or femininity. Most people have traits that align with both to varying degrees. If you want to learn more about gender and sexuality, The Genderbread Person is an excellent starting point. Gender norms harm individuals. Gender identity is shaped by environment and experiences, but the gender binary limits personal expression. Resisting conformity leads to dissonance and potential harm for transgender and cisgender individuals. Creating more choices for personal identity is crucial to alleviate the negative effects of gender norms. Understanding transgender identities. Transgender is an umbrella term for people who feel their identity is outside the gender binary. This group can comprise between 1% to 3% of the population and includes trans men, who identify as male but were not assigned male at birth, trans women, who identify as female but were not assigned female at birth, agender people, who feel genderless, gender-fluid people, whose gender identity changes over time, and bigender people, who have 2 or more gender identities. While labels can create solidarity, individuals may not encompass all traits associated with a particular gender. To be respectful, always ask for someone's preferred pronoun. The spectrum of gender expression. Gender expression is not fixed and can change from day to day, but breaking societal norms can come at a cost. Biological sex is a social construct and can be complicated, with intersex individuals comprising 1% of the population. The Kinsey scale for defining sexual orientation leaves out non-binary people, but there are other labels such as androsexual, gynosexual, scoliosexual, pansexual, and asexual. Moving beyond binary gender can be liberating and affirming. The importance of gender transition procedures. Gender transition procedures are crucial in helping trans people align their bodies with their minds. Unfortunately, a significant percentage of trans individuals still contemplate suicide due to stigma and lack of acceptance. By understanding that gender is not black and white, but a spectrum, we can break down the barriers of non-binary and transgender identities. The fear of assault and harassment also presents a challenge for transgender people, with more than half avoiding public restrooms. Activists suggest that creating gender-neutral single-use restrooms is a simple solution to this problem. Redefining feminism. Feminism should focus on calling out bad behavior rather than labeling individuals as bigots or misogynists. The movement aims to achieve a world where success opportunities are equal among women, transgender, and non-binary people. Men should use their privilege to promote fairness and eliminate the negative implications of gender. Conflicting ideas within the movement should be addressed by meeting people where they are in order to help them learn, develop, and grow. Tips for discussing social justice. To effectively discuss social justice, authors recommend discovering what people already know and explaining further using language they understand. Remember to take your time, utilize I statements to prevent defensiveness, and share personal experiences. Ask questions, learn from failure, and avoid positive stereotypes that can alienate people. It's crucial to surround yourself with positive and principled individuals and set aside uplifting notes to refer to when discouraged. Gender Inclusivity Guide. The world is going through a gender revolution, and you can contribute to making it a more inclusive place. Instead of asking for someone's gender unless it's necessary, use simple gender-neutral words like partner and all genders. Responding kindly when someone uses an offensive term by questioning and suggesting a better approach and ending with positive feedback is also crucial. Furthermore, congratulate someone when they do something right by following the compliment sandwich rule. By using inclusive language, we can make non-traditional gender and sexual identities feel safe and accepted.
Sam Killermann's comprehensive guide to understanding and advocating for social justice lays the foundation for a more equitable society, offering valuable insights into the multidimensional nature of gender identities, expressions, and anatomical sex. It emphasizes the importance of empathy, understanding, and self-reflection in combating long-held prejudices and stereotypes. The fight for greater inclusion starts with taking small, consistent actions, being aware of our language, and not being afraid to engage in open conversations. Empowering readers with the knowledge and motivation to become champions of change, the Social Justice Advocate's Handbook ultimately challenges us to create a world where everyone has a fair shot at success, regardless of their gender.